Hello, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Welcome back to where we uncover the hidden value of old coins. Today, we're diving deep into the history, details, and circulated value of the 1983 United States quarter dollar. Before we talk about the value, let's explore the history of the 1983 U.S. quarter. This coin is part of the Washington Quarter series, which started in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. The obverse, or front side of the coin, features a portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Around the portrait, you'll see the inscriptions Liberty at the top and In God We Trust on the left. Below Washington's chin, you'll find the year 1983. Now, let's flip the coin to the reverse side. Here, we have a majestic bald eagle with outstretched wings, clutching a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness for defense. Below the eagle, you'll see olive branches, which represent peace. The inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum appear above, while quarter dollar is written at the bottom. Now, let's talk about how many of these coins were made. The 1983 quarter was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and a special proof version from San Francisco. Here's a breakdown: that's over 1.2 billion quarters minted in total. But despite these high numbers, the 1983 quarter is actually special in the collector's world. Why? Because in 1983, the U.S. Mint did not produce official mint sets for collectors. That means many quarters from this year were heavily circulated, making well-preserved coins much harder to find. What is this coin made of? The 1983 quarter is not silver. It consists of a copper-nickel-clad composition, meaning it has an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel over a pure copper core. The total weight of the coin is 5.67 grams. Because it's not silver, its value mainly depends on condition and rarity rather than precious metal content. But don't worry, there are still some valuable versions out there. Now, the part you've all been waiting for: how much is the 1983 quarter worth in circulated condition? So, if you have a well-worn 1983 quarter, it's usually only worth its face value of 25 cents. But if you find one in mint condition, you could sell it for $50 or more. That's why it's important to check your change. If the design is misaligned, the coin can sell for $50 to $500 depending on how extreme the error is. If you notice doubling on Washington's face or lettering, you might have a rare and valuable coin. Some of these sell for $200 plus. If the coin appears copper-colored on one side, it means the outer nickel layer is missing. These can be worth $100 or more, so keep an eye out for these rare varieties. They can turn a simple quarter into a valuable collector's item, and that's a wrap on the 1983 U.S. quarter dollar. While most of these coins are still in circulation, finding a well-preserved one or a rare error could mean serious cash. So, start checking your coins. Who knows, you might be holding onto a hidden treasure. The 1983 Washington quarter is part of the long-running Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932. This series was introduced to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. The design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, was originally meant to be a temporary design, but it became the standard quarter design for many decades. One of the most important aspects of the 1983 quarter is that the U.S. Mint did not produce official mint sets for collectors in 1982 and 1983. This made high-quality, uncirculated coins from these years much rarer because most quarters went directly into circulation. Unlike other years, collectors couldn't easily obtain brilliant uncirculated BU rolls or official mint sets from the U.S. Mint. As a result, finding a well-preserved 1983 quarter today is more difficult than usual. This scarcity increases the value of high-grade mint state 1983 quarters. The original Washington quarter design by John Flanagan remained unchanged until 1999, when the 50-state quarters program began. The 1983 quarter was one of the last standard Washington quarters before major design shifts in the late 1990s and early 2000s. No official mint sets were produced, making high-quality examples rare. The economic recession of the early 1980s meant that most coins from this period were heavily circulated. Collectors seek out uncirculated and error varieties, making this year more valuable than some others in the same series. Today, we're diving into the 1984 USA half-quarter dollar, a coin that has puzzled many and sparked interest among collectors. What is its history? Does it have any value in circulated condition? Stay tuned to find out. First things first, let's clear up a common question. What is a half-quarter dollar coin? Technically, the United States Mint never officially issued a half-quarter dollar coin. The term might be mistakenly used to describe a dime, 10 cents, which is half of a quarter, 25 cents, or some kind of error coin. However, in the numismatic community, this phrase is sometimes associated with oddities or altered coins. So, if you've heard of a half-quarter dollar from 1984, it's likely a misidentified coin or an altered piece. But let's take a closer look at the actual 1984 Washington quarter dollar to understand its circulated value. The 1984 quarter dollar is part of the long-running Washington quarter series, first introduced in 1932. Here are the key details. Features a portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Displays a bald eagle with outstretched wings, holding arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing strength and peace. Found in 3 varieties, P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and no mint mark for San Francisco proof coins. Now, let's talk about its circulated value and whether it holds any special worth in today's market. So, is the 1984 quarter dollar valuable? If you have a circulated 1984 quarter, here's what you need to know. Most circulated 1984 quarters are worth only face value, 25 cents, because they were mass-produced and still widely available. Here's a fun fact. The 1984 Los Angeles Olympic Games inspired a special commemorative 1984 Olympic silver dollar coin. It's different from the quarter but is a popular collector's item, and that's a wrap. While the 1984 quarter dollar isn't the rarest coin, it's still a great piece to collect, especially if you find one in mint condition or with errors. The term half-quarter dollar is not an official denomination in U.S. currency, but it is sometimes used informally to refer to a dime, 10 cents, which is half the value of a quarter, 25 cents. However, if you're referring to the 1984 Washington quarter dollar, here's its history, significance, and place in American coinage. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. It replaced the standing Liberty quarter, which had been in circulation since 1916. The new design was intended to honor Washington permanently, and it became a key part of U.S. coinage. Features a portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan. The word Liberty is inscribed above Washington's head. The mint year, 1984, appears below the portrait. The phrase "In God We Trust" is on the left side of Washington's profile. Depicts a bald eagle with outstretched wings, designed by John Flanagan. The eagle is holding a bundle of arrows, symbolizing military strength, and an olive branch, representing peace. The inscriptions "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum" appear above the eagle. The denomination quarter dollar is written below. This design remained unchanged until 1999 when the state quarters program began. The 1984 Washington quarter was part of the copper-nickel-clad series, which had been in production since 1965 when silver was removed from circulating U.S. quarters due to rising silver prices. The 1984 Washington quarter is part of the last full decade of the traditional eagle reverse design before the U.S. Mint launched the 50-state quarters program in 1999. Additionally, the 1980s were a time of economic growth and technological advancements in the U.S., and quarters from this period saw extensive use in everyday transactions, vending machines, and payphones, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or missing clad layers, can fetch $50 to several $100s in auctions. Have you found an error coin? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more awesome coin videos. See